Good morning, my faithful YouTube subscribers. It's about 12 o'clock in the morning. This is Saturday, and January the 9th, the year is 2020. Sad story here in Atlanta. Last night, 4 children were killed in a house fire in DeKalb County off Covington Highway. If you're familiar with Covington Highway, there's a honey baked ham store there. And there's a home in that area off Rio Terrace. 4 children and an adult were killed in a home. All the children were under 5 years of age. And obviously they were in with an adult woman, which more likely was that was their mother. So they haven't quite, of course, the fire just happened. So we can imagine last night was a very cold night here in Atlanta, and we could just surmise that more than likely there was a space heater or some type of heater or something was being used to heat that home, and it caused the fire, maybe a fireplace, a heater, or oven or something. Or it could be electrical fire in some situation. But it's a sad situation when you have so many young children who have died in a home fire here in Atlanta. It's very unusual. But we do know that in the wintertime, homes do catch fire and houses do go up pretty quickly. And for those children to have died in that, and all found together in the same room, in the same bedroom. And the mother was found also, the woman, we believe it to be their mother. You know, we look at all these tragic situations here in Georgia and around the country, not just Atlanta, but everywhere. And we still haven't tackled the main issue of poverty in this country, especially for black people. But when you look at a young black woman with 4 children under the age of 5, assuming those were all her children, it's a possibility. There's a strong possibility that all those children were hers. If those were her children, she could have been babysitting. We don't know any of the details, but I'm sure by later on today, we will know everything we need to know about this sad situation. But as the nation, as we go through this crisis with the coronavirus, y'all, there's some people hurting out here. We got family members and friends. I didn't know a family member had lost their job. I didn't have any clue. I assumed this person was still working. And then I found out something else. This person had been unemployed for months, and I never knew anything. Their wife never said nothing. I didn't know. But maybe other people knew. And it kind of shocked me because I was like, wow, this person's worked all their life. They've always had a decent job, and then all of a sudden, they were unemployed for the past almost year, and I had no clue. So we don't know what's going on in people's lives. Because a lot of us, of course, black folks, we like to sweep stuff under the rug, and we're not. Our pride kind of gets in our way. I wonder, could this situation at this home with these 4 children lost their lives, and this mother and woman, I'm assuming her mother, we don't know yet. Could this have been avoided? Was her heat turned off? Was her electricity turned off? Were they using something was the gas off and they had to use a heater? Did she have the stove on? Did something happen? The police kind of have an idea, but they haven't said anything yet. The fire department and the police, they're there. And we will learn shortly what took place at that house. But I'm looking at this complex where I live at. They have a lot of vacant units here, and the people are leaving left and right, and nobody's moving in. Nobody. I mean, seriously, this place is a historic building that's normally fully occupied. It ain't happening. Then I turned on the news this morning. There was a historic hotel here in Atlanta that had this multi-million-dollar renovation that's in foreclosure. I'm thinking, wow, the owners are letting that place go. They just did all that work for that place in the past few years. And they had all the employees and rooftop parties and all that stuff. The economy has gone off a cliff. It went off a cliff. It has died that fast. I mean, this time a year ago, none of us had heard about the coronavirus at this point. Japan, I think they were going through their changes with it. I mean, China. But here we are a year later, and America is in trouble. And it fell off a cliff. We have a whole new president, new agenda, new Senate, new everything. And we're going to see how this is going to move forward. And if y'all on social media reading all this negative stuff about Biden and I don't know what kind of dope y'all smoking, I'm so glad Donald Trump and company is on their way out the door. We only got a few days left of Donald Trump and the ignorant behinds. It's so grateful that man is gone. He should have never been there. And look at all the havoc he's caused on his way out the door. The catastrophe. But anyway, I just wanted to, the reason why I was doing this video is, y'all, we need to start looking out for our neighbors. Having conversations with them. Yeah, I knew something was going on with it. As I was saying, we need to begin, looking out for our neighbors and asking questions, even in our own families. Because people are not going to tell you when they're going through something. And it seems like this whole country is going through a whole hell of a lot of stuff. And we just wonder how we're going to get it back on track. It's going to take some work. I think a lot of people we are in a bad situation here. And maybe of our own doing. Donald Trump should have been gone. But he made it through his 4 years. But I think he did a lot of damage to this country. A lot of damage. Anyway, this won't be a long video because I just really wanted to see that. I saw that story on the news about this family. 5 people dead, 4 children, all under the age of 5 in the DeKalb County house fire. It was on Rio Terrace. It's still under investigation. The family dog was also killed in the blaze. I know that area very well. It's a very decent neighborhood over there. The homes are maintained nicely. I don't believe that this was an area of town that area, to me, I looked at those homes as going through some gentrification over there. It's still fairly clean. It was never a dirty area. Most people in that area, they are home owners. They own their homes. I do think it was said that these people couldn't get out of this fire. So it'd be really, really bad. Well, we'll see what happens with that. And I hope that family will just have to see what happens. What caused the fire? I have a sneaky suspicion it probably was a space heater being used, or a stove was on, or something probably didn't go. Something caused that fire. Because these little children, so we know they didn't start the fire. Now children under 4 years of age, that fire was probably started in their kitchen, either in the kitchen or it was some type of heater or electrical fire that took place in that house. And now that they made it out alive. But anyway, this is a short video. I just wanted to briefly talk about that. The sad part about this, though, but we have incidents like that happen, which could happen anywhere. It could happen. There was a home here a few years back, and it was a multi-million-dollar house burned down to the ground and killed a mother and her daughter in the house. It was a brand new construction, new home, and it went up in flames. Fires happen. When fires happen, that's why I make sure I keep my insurance up to date over here. Because, it could happen next door. A fire could burn and all this house could go up in flames over quick. Fire could happen really fast. And once this wood and stuff starts burning, it's over with. And there's nothing you can do about it. But anyway, I am about to get dressed and get my day started. It is, it's cold out there today too, y'all. Cold day here in Georgia, cold and cloudy. I'm about to get dressed and head out and go get some breakfast or do something. So today it is Saturday. I'll talk more about the story later on. Hopefully by the time I get back here this evening, they will have more information on this family and this fire. I just thought it was a really sad situation. Y'all be careful in these homes. Make sure that if you are using heaters, that they're in a safe area where nothing around that could catch fire. No sheets, no bedroom furniture, no curtains, nothing. Make sure that furnace, make sure it sits in an open space, preferably not any rugs or carpeting, because that also could catch fire. Because if you're using a space heater to warm your home, just be careful, because it can be deadly. It can turn into a deadly situation very quickly, and we don't need to have another home catch fire with people in it. I wonder if they even have smoke detectors in that house. Which reminds me, my smoke detector went off. You know, the smoke detector, the battery go out, and you take it down, and I need to go get a battery and stick it in there. Especially with my mother living here. I'm going to do that today. But anyway, let me get dressed and get out of here. Today is Saturday, January 9th, the year 2021, and I'll speak to you all later on this evening.